tight game through 2 periods. What changed?
I don't know. I think it was that power play, getting that bounce, getting that goal by Matthew and that power play unit. And you know what? We had the belief that it was going to take a full 6-minute effort, and boys stuck with it.
All right, so coach tells you you're changing lines. You're going to be on line with Matthew now. What's going through your mind?
First thought was my parents, my sister, and all of our family, that how happy they must be and how excited they must be. But I was like, all right, if we're getting here, then we got to play good and stick together. So it was a lot of fun. Honestly, it's a dream come true. That really hasn't hit me yet.
What's he like as a line mate?
I mean, I've always said he's one of the smartest guys in the NHL, and to be able to play with a guy like that, I'm just so lucky, and just try to find space for him.
All right, so what type of message do you feel like, or statement, Team USA made tonight about who you guys are in this tournament?
I just think it's the 60-minute effort. We're going to come right from the first shift to the last shift, and we're going to just continue to try to have good winning habits, and I think it showed tonight that we'll do whatever it takes to win.
All right, well, we'll see you again here Saturday night against Canada. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting the best energy in this crowd, and I'm excited to be playing the villain that night.
Thank you, Brady.
Thank you.
6-1 is the final score. The U.S. You know, if you see this in the box score, kids, a box score is in a newspaper. It's a different story. Google that. But if you wake up tomorrow and you weren't watching the game, you see 6-1, you see a blowout. That was not the case. I mean, Finland was right. It was 1-1 late second period, and then the U.S. blew the doors off in the third.
And Finland did have some opportunities in the second period, especially towards the end of the second period, and didn't capitalize on those chances. They take a late penalty, and U.S. comes up and blows the doors open. And in the end, it was too big and strong and talented a team of the USA against an undermanned defense of Finland. They couldn't hold the dam any longer, and sure enough, it broke in the third period. I got to give U.S. a lot of credit. They stuck with it. They were patient. Their power play got going, PK, to your point, and when the power play got going. And the other thing that we talked about is the adjustment that moving Brady Tkachuk up with Eichel and his brother Matthew. To me, that changed the game. What a line that's going to be for Canada. Contend with all big, strong, talented players. Can do pretty much everything, and they took control of the game on the power play and in the third period. And like I said, Finns put up a valiant effort. They played hard, they played well, but in the end, they didn't capitalize on the mistakes, and U.S. did.
Mike Sullivan wins the Coach of the Night award. Right? Emily Kaplan all day had talked about the Tkachuks are not playing together, but Sullivan said there's always that possibility. Decides to make the change in the second period, and as you say, we'll see that. Canada will have to deal with that on Saturday night now.
Yeah, and with Finland, to Finland's point, I don't think they should feel bad about this game at all. They played a great game, a hell of a game, but we have to give the lion's share of the credit to Team USA because, like, to Mess's point, how many guys have played for their country before? They showed, this looked like a veteran team. Both teams look like veteran teams out there experienced. And we heard Brady Tkachuk say in his interview, you know, winning hockey. That sounds like Mike Sullivan to me. So these guys are all in together. They figured out who they want to be. They're all in and on the same page. We didn't see one player on Team USA tonight that was on an island by themselves. No, they stayed the course. They showed patience, poise, and maturity. And that's a big deal in a short tournament. So for Team USA, this is a big, big win. They needed this win, and I like the way they did it. There was a lot of adversity. It's a different style, a tough grinding style, and they came out of it on top. So they should feel great about this win.
Think about the adversity, too, right? Finland scores the first goal of the game.
Exactly.
And what you would call sort of a bad goal against Connor Hellebuck. And here we go, people talking about it. And again, the USA showed great poise there.
Yeah, I think the first two goals that the U.S. Scored tonight were two giveaways by Finland in their own zone. They didn't make a lot of mistakes tonight, but the ones they did, U.S. capitalized to take the 2-1 lead, and then the late penalty in the second period gave U.S. a power play going into the third period, which had been struggling up to that point, and sure enough, they get one right off the bat, a deflection. But U.S. came into the tournament one of the favorites, if not the favorite team, and they showed tonight why. They are incredibly deep, they're incredibly talented, they're big, they're strong, and they're well coached. This is going to be a massive effort for somebody, even for Canada, to beat them on Saturday night. That's a good hockey team.
Wow, sounds like the mid-'80s Oilers there. Every single characteristic this USA team has.
And they do have it, and the depth, PK. They got the depth, and you got guys, you know, Austin Matthews had a tough matchup tonight against Barkov, but wow, he could explode at any time. You look up and down the lineup, Larkin, Trocheck. Those are guys that can play two-way game as well, kill penalties, and they're deep. It's a well-constructed team.
All right, before we spin ahead to Saturday night and talk about that game, I got to read you this stat. NHL PR put this out. So Brady and Matthew each scored 2 goals in the game tonight, okay? The last player to score a hat trick in NHL International Tournament.
Don't say it.
Big Walt. Keith Tkachuk.
Wow.
Their dad is
Come
the
on.
last guy to do that. He scored 4 goals in a game, I think the quarterfinals, 2004 World Cup of Hockey. So
He's got to get in the Hall of Fame. What? He's got to be in the
I
Hall
agree.
of Fame.
500 goals, yeah.
Come on.
Can we get him in, Big Walt? All right, so everybody, listen, coming into the tournament, everybody was already hyper-focused, laser-focused on USA-Canada next Thursday in Boston. What about Saturday night back in Montreal? What's that going to be like, PK?
Oh, it's all boiled. I mean, call it what you want, but who isn't looking forward to this game? I mean, everybody's trying to get a ticket into the building, and because they should. Canada, U.S., it doesn't matter. These players have earned this opportunity. It's been teed up. We've seen all teams play now, and you know it's going to be a hell of a game. This is truly best on best. And where the U.S. is right now, you look at the World Juniors and what Hockey Canada went through with the World Juniors, hasn't been great. So this is a big tournament for Hockey Canada, and this is a coming out party for Team USA. They're challenging Canada as saying, hey, we're here. We know you guys are great, but we might be the best country in hockey. And I think that's where it's all coming to on Saturday night.
Can
Let's
I
be
throw
real.
in a little scenario that we might want to be looking for?
Please.
The Finland-Sweden game
The
at
early
1 o'clock.
game Saturday, yeah.
What happens if Sweden wins?
All the pressure's on Canada.
That puts the pressure on Canada to win the game.
In like regulation, maybe.
It is going to be absolutely electric in that building, and there could be a lot at stake for that second game of the tournament for Canada. Yep. Unbelievable.
And listen, we're excited about US Canada, but for people who don't realize, the early game,
Sweden
Finland, they hate each other.
Oh, no, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath.
Each other.
It'll be a bloodbath.
And it's a massive game for both of them,
right.
Especially for Sweden. Sweden's got 2 points. They win in regulation. That's 5 points.
Yep.
Canada has
got the 1 point. They got the 1 point from last night.
Right.
So if they win in regulation, they'll get 3, and that'll give them 4, and then puts the pressure on Canada.
Put pressure on Canada, correct.
And that's
thanks for the math.
That's what
told there'd be no math. Yeah, it's not my thing.
That's what's going to set it up, right? So every day that goes by, it's just going to rise. The temperature is going to rise, and everybody's got to rise with it. And by the time Saturday night comes, it's going to be boiling over. I can't wait. I mean, jeez. You're not excited for Saturday?
No, I'm fired up. Well, I'm fired up to be with you guys in Montreal.
Oh, my God.
And tomorrow's an off day in that city, so the players are sitting around thinking about it, hearing about it. That just adds to the pressure.